there, welcome to this Do Yoga video, and we're going to be doing the anti-arthritic, anti-rheumatic sequence today. So I'm going to stand a little bit sort of weird angle to the camera just so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm standing nice and upright. Tadasana. This is how I'm standing. So feet are parallel and the back's nice and tall, but I want to be a bit close to the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. We raise the arms up to shoulder height. We're stretching out the fingers and then curling thumbs under and fingers around and squeezing. So this is a sequence which works through all of the joints of the body, starting with these finger joints. So stretch the fingers out, really stretch, nice and wide. Tuck the thumbs underneath and then squeeze around. And I'm going to do about 5 repetitions of each movement just to show you on this video. But really what you need to do is build up to about 10 repetitions. So learn the sequence first of all and then build up the repetition. So push now, palms facing forwards, fingertips together and then down. Push. And then down. So this is for your wrists. So what we do is a very sort of systematic way of going through all of the joints of the body, and this sort of gives them a chance to get a little bit of synovial fluid through those joints, and it helps to make them easy to move. All right, thumbs in now and then fingers around, so make little fists. And then we're circling the ankles. So I'm going one way. And try and make the movements as big as you can. So just really feeling that movement of the wrists. Good. All right, fingers face upwards now. Palms face upwards. We bend the elbows. Touch the shoulders. So if your arms ache after this, amount of duration, then you can just place the arms down by the sides and bend the elbows here. But it's quite good to keep the arms out. This is, helping to build a little muscle in the arms and the shoulders. All right, and then we're going to let the fingertips rest on the shoulders and take the elbows in circles. Squeeze. And then see if we can get the elbows to meet at the front. And then reverse that, so take those elbows in opposite circle. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the back and bring the elbows together at the front. All right, so I might not have done 5, I've done about 5 of each one for that. So we've gone from the knuckles, the fingers, wrists, elbows and shoulders, and now we'll go from the toes upwards. So I'm going to demonstrate doing a standing version. Hopefully you can see. You can do this seated. It's a lot easier to do it seated. If you're standing, then you may need to hold onto the wall. So I would advise, if you're doing this purely for your problems, your symptoms of arthritis or rheumatism, then sit down on a chair and practice these exercises for your feet on a chair. If you want a bit more all-round exercise, yoga is an all-round exercise, then this is going to help your balance. This is going to help to create stronger muscles by doing the standing version. So focus the gaze, look ahead of you and let the weight come down through the right leg. Go for the right one. And then we're going to point and flex the left leg. So just trying to decide which one's my right and which one's my left with the camera. Pointing and flexing. It's the ankle, not the leg really. And then take that into a rotation of the ankle. And again, you want to feel that you're moving. It's not just, you know, quickly circling it around. You want to feel that you're making that movement. It's called the full extent of your sort of movement, the full range of movement. Do it fairly slowly. All right, remember to use the wall for balance if you need to, or sit on a chair. Swapping over then onto the other leg. Focus the gaze back nice and upright, pointing and flexing. And then circling the ankle. Reverse. Okay. All right, back to the other side. Weight down through the right and just the toes really. It doesn't matter which order you do this in. I quite like doing it in this way round. It just feels like I'm getting a bit of circulation down to my feet before I start on my toes, which I, you know, invariably get very cold in the winter. I'm just a little bit sort of stuck, don't they? They get a bit sort of solid. So we're pressing down with the ball of the foot and then we're just gently pushing it over the top. It's not an easy exercise. Don't put any force down or any weight, and it is good to do this sitting on a chair because that just avoids the temptation of pressing too hard. Swapping over. Just the toes now, just really working to stretch. You can feel the sole of the foot stretching and then the top of the foot stretching, and that's often quite a challenge for us. All right, come back onto 2 feet for a moment. Appreciation. We've got 2 feet before we start to really challenge the balance now. So this is moving into the knee joint and the hip joint, and as I say, we're going to change the centre of gravity, which really does kind of disturb our balance. Weight down through the right and just moving the knee, gently straightening and bending. Use a wall to help you. And then we're going to leave that straight leg and we're going to use the hip joint forwards and backwards. So trying to keep everything else still. The back's upright, crown and head's up to the ceiling. Forwards and backwards, and then side to side, out and across. Okay. And now let's have a go on the other side. So it's the knee joint first, picking up the leg, straightening and bending. And then straight leg, forwards and backwards. Out to the side and across the body. So if you're sitting on a chair, when it comes to the moving the hip joint, then just stand up, get yourself next to a wall and do these leg exercises with the hip standing up. But apart from that, everything else can be done sitting down. All right, so I hope that's helpful to you. It does alleviate the symptoms of the arthritis and rheumatism, and if you practice it as part of a general yoga class, say you put that in for a month or so a year, then it should help to ward off arthritis and rheumatism altogether. So that's a really good thing, isn't it?